welcome back to another sketchbook tour. This is sketchbook tour part 7, and I made the sketchbook back of March of 2020 and of April of 2021. This sketchbook was my first ever sketchbook, and I really liked how this sketchbook looked in the past, but now looking back at it, I feel like this was my most cringiest sketchbook ever. But don't get me wrong, every sketchbook is like that. But there are some good pieces of drawings, like this one. I really like the six-tailed fox and the little angel character demon thing. I think it's cute, and I really like how it looks. I love how I did my Bowsette, my own personal Bowsette drawing, but let's not talk about the Splatoon character. This character was inspired by a episode of Face Off. I believe it was either season 5 or 6, and it was the candy episode. This has to be one of my favorite drawings. I went through my Yuri on Ice phase, and I was thinking like, oh, ice skating is not that hard. But after watching a couple of clips and videos about ice skating, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. On this page, I was trying to draw Star from the forces of the Star versus the forces of evil, and I did. This is an angel character. I don't like how they look. It looks a little weird and wonky. Then I drew two girls. I think this was just me drawing just like two girls, or just getting my basic shaping done for my anatomy, but I did not at all mess around with drawing hands. This is just a blank page. I don't know why there are so many blank pages, like, really? This first drawing that I drew, it was an angel type demon, and this was a redraw from a previous sketchbook. Again, there's a pattern in the sketchbook, and that's either I drew really bad hands, or I just made sure that everybody's hands were behind their back so no one could see them, and I feel like that's been a phase of every artist. This drawing was one of my top favorites back in the good old days, and now I feel really weirded out, but still, practice makes perfect. This drawing really doesn't beat the allegation that back then I was a bit of a furry, but yet at the same time I'm like looking back now and I'm like, I blame AFMAO videos, because mostly AFMAO videos had meatflesh, werewolves, and so forth and so on, and that's what inspired me to do these types of characters. I have to censor that part, whoopsies. This was another drawing that I admire a lot, because I am a person that tried figuring out how to do perspectives, but also I don't like how the background looks. I don't like it. This page, I still wonder how and why nobody told me like, hey, are you okay? Is there something wrong? Is something going on? I'm perfectly fine. I don't know why I did that, why I drew that. This drawing was cute, but looking back at how I drew guys, I noticed that I drew guys with like pasta hair or like squid hair, and it was so weird. This drawing just reminds me of Huntrix for some weird reason. I don't know if I predicted that. I don't know if I was just like really interested in like trios, and yeah. These next two drawings were drawings that I really admire but also really liked when I was drawing. I was in my AFMAO phase, or I was still watching AFMAO at the time, and this was when I was starting to rewatch Diaries, and I wanted to recreate my own like Diaries type characters, and I like how it looks. They're cute, they're adorable. I might come back and like do a video about those characters. I don't know what their names are, I don't remember what they're about, but hey, it'll be fun. I remember this drawing. This drawing was part of a draw this in your own style, and I really liked it. This showed me that I still suck at drawing trees, and I will always suck at drawing trees for some weird reason. But hey, I perfected the way I drew clouds. This was another draw this in your own style, but it was just the body base, and I tried drawing my OC Boney, the original design, in that style. This next drawing was supposed to be a drawing of me in like this meadow type sunset. Like, it reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Then I drew myself as Monokuma from Danganronpa, and I loved that anime so much. Then I drew my friends. We did like a group photo, and I used that photo to like reference all of us. I really like how I did the bases, but the body and the heads are perfect, and that brings back a lot of memories. This is another drawing of where I did the head and the body base, and then I just added it on the details with pencil. I continued this on for like the next page, but I didn't know why I didn't continue doing that for the other pages, and I really liked how that looked. I did try doing it again on this page, but I don't know why I did. This was part of a drawing on my Instagram page where I took a photo and I digitally drawed it, and yeah. This drawing, I don't like it. It was supposed to be me and Boney, but in the end, I just didn't know how to do this whole overlapping type thing in layers, and I did not like how this one looks. This one has to be one of my favorites. I really like how I did my room, but in the end, my room does not look like this. I don't like how that drawing looks. This was one of Boney's actual like concept ideas. Originally, Boney was going to be this half angel, half demon type character, but in the end, I didn't like that idea, and it was really time consuming when it came to designing the wings, so I just didn't mess around with that. Then I drew a girl. That was it. Here is my attempt on drawing the Edgeworld characters. I don't like how this page looks. I hate it. It's giving me Alvin and Chipmunk vibes, and now I can't unsee that page. Next, I drew Aphmau, Kawaii-chan, and Caitlin. I really love how this page looks. I really should continue drawing like Aphmau characters in my next my current sketchbook, but I like that. Then I drew this cat person and this girl together, and then I have a sign of Boney holding. I'm supportive, and I don't like how that one sounds or looks. I like how this page looks because I love how I was able to like do the ears and the tail and the body so pretty and perfect. This drawing was actually for Lady Gaga's one of her music videos. I'm trying to remember what song it is. I'll probably look it up and type it in the video. Next, I drew some polar bears, and this is just going to be a bunch of Arctic animals because originally back in 2020, I wanted to create my own stickers and prints, but when it came to stickers and prints, I didn't have a glossy print. I had just regular printer paper, and then for the stickers, I was using my mom's Cricut machine. And in the end, it still didn't work out, and I just didn't like how it looked in the end. So I just didn't go through with that idea. And I continued creating more mammals and like creatures from the Arctic. We have some walruses, and then we have some narwhals, and then we have some beluga whales. Beluga whales, orcas, narwhals, and walruses have to be my favorite sea creatures / mammals because I just love how they look, and they just look so cute and adorable. And then I drew some birds. I think I was trying to draw some penguins, but in the end it to me looks like ravens or crows. Then I drew some bunnies. I don't like how the big bunny looks. It's giving me like that Minecraft werewolf vibes, and the other one just looks like a cute bunny. These ones, I'm not sure what they are. I don't know if they're groundhogs or I don't know if they're cats playing patty cake together, but I don't like how that page looks. This is one of my favorite pages when I was looking through the sketchbook. I love how the hair and the flare, like the little fur on their necks look, and it's so cute. This one is giving me emo vibes. I don't like how the hair looks. I don't like the little fluff in the middle. It's not intriguing me. I don't like this one because the muzzle is really too high up, and it looks too face-like too. Also, I don't like how the ears are pointed up. Among Us. 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 And then I drew a monster. I really liked how this monster looks, but when it came from this page to the other pages going forward, I don't like how I was stepping back with how they were looking. besides this one has to be one of my favorite ones. I wish I would have done the paws pointing up to where it looked like a cat, where they were doing air muffins. And then I drew some platypuses, and the platypuses are okay. They look cool. And I don't mind this page. I think this page is really pretty. Then I drew some mine turtles. This page, I regret. I really, really wish that I would have colored it with colored pencils, or I would have just colored it with some type of marker. Then for Thanksgiving, I drew some turkeys. And then after I drew those turkeys, I drew Remy and Emil. This was part of one of my first ever TikTok videos on Procreate and TikTok. And I really like how this looks. Emil is holding, Remy is holding the cheese, and Emil is the big one. Then I drew this really cute monster. I really like how this one looked. I really want to redraw this one, or just like make it a little bit better. This one and the rest, I don't like how this one looks. This page and all the other page are motivating me into redrawing this whole sketchbook and just doing the Whiffy Waffle videos where she redraws all of her drawings from her first ever sketchbook, and that's really inspiring me to do that. This is Boney, the final finish Boney drawing, which I love so much. Besides the paws, I switched out the paws to be human ones. I don't like this page. I don't. And this was the final design for Boney, and then these are Boney's cousins. So the one in the middle has one black eye, and then the other eye is regular. And her other cousin on the left has the same thing, but her left eye is regular and her right eye is black. And then we have a cow. And then we have cows in sweaters, because cows in sweaters just want to be cozy and loved. And it was around Christmas time when I was finishing up this sketchbook. Then we have my cats. We have Hush, Lucky, and Toodles. Hush and Toodles passed away, and Lucky is the only one alive, but I have 2 more cats. These are not them. I got my other cats way before I finished the sketchbook back in 2021, and I didn't get my other 2 cats until around 2023 and 2022. Then we have some ghosties. I really like how the ghosts look. They're really cute. It is reminding me of the Boo design, but they're cute. Then this was one of the monsters that I really, really liked drawing, besides the first one that I said that I really liked and that I really think is cute. Then the next drawing was actually a project for my Spanish class, because my Spanish teacher asked us to draw a monster, but then once we are done with that monster, we have to label it, all of like its parts in Spanish, which I did, and I really liked it. Then I drew some bears with hearts and bees. I don't like the bear pages besides this one. I felt like this one was a little bit too big and a little bit too roundish, but hey, it's cute. And like I mentioned earlier, in the video, I felt like when it came to me drawing like these next batch of like monster-like creatures, I felt like it wasn't turning out like my original designs in the beginning, because I was changing the textures, I was changing the heights, and to me they were starting to look like creepier monsters, which that's not the vibe I was going for. I was going for like taller and more elegant, but also like lanky, like the Chinese dragon, which I was able to do on this next page. And I really like how this drawing looks. I love how it had that Chinese dragon type vibe. And then we have my favorite drawing. This was actually a speed paint in the beginning of my YouTube journey, and I really liked how it looked, but the speed paint, I really want to recreate it and do it some justice, hopefully in the near future. But again, I really like how this one looks. It's cute. Then I drew some bees, because bees. I really like drawing bees in the past. The bees were cute. Speaking of my channel, so I was able to make these types of like thumbnail type drawings for the channel, where it's like, oh, welcome, my banner, my channel banner, and it was saying like, oh, welcome to my channel, welcome to my channel. And in the end, it didn't look how I wanted it to be, so I scrapped it and I didn't continue on YouTube until now, or until this year. After that, I drew a cat in a sweater, and then I drew the Cheshire cat. This will always be my favorite drawing of the Cheshire cat. And I tried recreating it in other sketchbooks, but in the end, I couldn't. Then I drew Darla, Alice's pet cat. I've always wanted a ginger cat with like a little white fuzz on her little collar. But in the end, I didn't get that type of ginger cat. I got a different ginger cat that looks like a tabby. Then I drew a weird axolotl. Again, why was I going for axolotl horses? And I think I was trying to draw a ferret or a really long wrinkly bear. To me, this looks really creepy and really disturbing. And then we have the cockatoo in a sweater. There's cockatoos. Cockatoos is a really funny word. Cockatoos. I'm sorry if I get distracted. Then I drew an axolotl horse thing. Why didn't I draw it like a lizard? Did I not know axolotl anatomy? I don't know. Then I drew Michael, Rambo, and Turbo's little piglin child. I like how this one looks. It's cute. I like the little like B&B hotel merch. They should have done that back in the day. I would have bought it if I did have money. These next pages are gonna be a bunch of like animals and sweaters and characters. So I'm just gonna say some new updates. So in October, in October, I'm gonna be posting 2 videos a week. One on Monday, one on Friday. And this is because I am really excited for Halloween, and I really want to spoil you guys with a bunch of videos in October. Live streams, I have been going live on TikTok at Deadbones Arts on TikTok. And as of recently, we have now hit 135 followers. Thank you very much for that, and I really appreciate that. I really hope that for the YouTube live streams, we are able to still bring the same vibes from the TikTok live streams over to the YouTube live streams. I haven't been posting or saying that I'm live on YouTube or on Instagram or on TikTok. It's because I feel like these are just like low pressure type live streams. If you see the notification, you see the notification. If you're able to make it to the lives, you're able to make it to the lives. Again, these live streams are really chill and really relaxing. Again, I'm usually going live and drawing in like a sketchbook. I have like so many sketchbooks that I really want to finish, but also I have so many sketchbooks that I just want to get over and done with. So there might be sketchbooks you are going to be seeing that are for the very first time, or you're going to be seeing these types of sketchbooks for the very last time because I'm either going to finish them or I'm just like starting a new sketchbook. And yeah, you're going to be seeing some new sketchbooks, you're going to be seeing some old sketchbooks, you're going to be seeing never seen sketchbooks. Also, let me stop this ramble and say this drawing got me on the Ed's World Instagram page, and I was so happy and I felt like I was an artist. But anyway, so I will be trying and hoping to see if we could get the YouTube live streams up and ready and running. Also, I am really excited and really am so energetic for the spooky Halloween season. We will be having one more sketchbook tour, and then for the October season there will not be any sketchbooks besides my final sketchbook tour for the Milky-tober. I will also hopefully be hoping that you guys enjoy this video. Again, I am very grateful for the people who stop by for the streams. I'm very grateful for the people who watch these videos. And I am really happy that I got another sketchbook done and out of the way for these sketchbook tours. I really hope that you have a nice day, night, or whatever. And please, make sure you drink water, make sure that you always take a break, and most of all, get enough sleep and drink plenty of water. Again, I hope that you have a nice night, day, or whatever, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye!